All right, everybody. We are here on the air live at the Golden Nugget. This is going to be a good one. We have the final table of the 2017 Moose International Texas Hold'em Tournament. Of course, an annual event here at the Golden Nugget for the Moose Fraternity, one of the great service organizations and social organizations in the country. Of course, they also go to Canada, too, so I guess we've got to get all. I'm Mark Hoke, and we've got Dutch Boyd, the three-time World Series of Poker bracelet winner. Dutch, you were kind of getting to look at the action there a little bit. What do we got? What's going on?
Well, what we have is a really big field here.
Yeah.
So, close to 800 people signed up for this thing.
Wow.
And we're down now to 10 players. Looking around, there's some really strong players. Two in particular really, come out at me. There's a guy named Eric who is
Eric Stoltz.
Semi-pro.
Mm-hmm.
He's done a lot in poker. He's no stranger to the final table. I've actually played with Eric before up in Reno.
Oh, there you go.
And to see him here, going through a field like this it's pretty impressive. This is a really big minefield to get through. There's also a guy here named Nathan who I think there's something about him. I like his chances here. You know how this goes. Everybody, anything can happen at the table, but it's really quite an accomplishment for all of them to have made it this far. And I think every one of them should be really proud of themselves.
Yeah, and this is a very special tournament for a Moose International as well. These guys do so much for their communities. They work so hard all year long, and they get to have a good time at the Moose Lodges too. But for them to get out, and they do, of course, do different sporting events all the way through the year. So to make this final table pretty exciting, $15K on top for the winner. And I'll run down these players here for you. Seat 1 is Wally Devenstadt from Springboro, Ohio. Wanted to say hi to his wife and kids at home. And the boys from Miamisburg Moose Lodge. So, Miamisburg, you got one of your friends up there. Seat 2 is going to be Nathan Pipkin. He is from Ayden, North Carolina. A couple years ago, finished third in this event. So he's been in the money 3 times in this Moose tournament. He wanted to say hi to his kids and grandkids back home. Dave Moriarty is going to be in seat 3. I'm sorry, I should mention chip counts too. I apologize. Devenstadt is at 1,045,000 chips.
What are we coming back for blinds?
Looks like we are at, I'm looking on the big board there, 8160.
8160 blinds, hour-long levels. So it's actually a pretty good structure.
Oh, yeah.
This is not.
Yeah, they've been going for 3 days at this. So
there's a lot of play left here.
Yep, absolutely. This is going to be something. But we said Wally's at 1,045,000 chips. Nathan is at 5,020,000, so a pretty good start for him heading into the final table. Dave Moriarty is in seat 3. He's from Los Angeles. He's won the Aces and Eights poker tournament 5 times in California, so he's no stranger to the tables. Standing at 270,000 chips, and he is to say hi to all my Club 652 members in Burbank. So. All right. And in seat number 4 is Richard Tim Johnston. Johnston's from Jamestown, Ohio. He finished 12th in this tournament in 2015. He is bringing 985,000 chips into this. Wanted to say hi to his wife out there. Seat 5, Ronald Jones from Independence, Kentucky. 615,000 chips for him. Want to say hi to his wife and daughter going into the tournament. I'll have to check pronunciation. Eric Stocks, I believe that is, from West Bloomfield, Michigan. He's won over $500,000 playing poker. Had a first place on the Heartland Poker Tour, and is a former Detroit Lion. So got a good one there. All right, and seat 7 is Charles Bailey, here from Delta Junction, Alaska. Moose Lodge winner in 2015. I want to give a shout out to everybody at Delta Junction. He is at 1.24 million chips. Ida Gonzalez from Downers Grove, Illinois. I believe that's the home of Leaping Lanny Poffo. Yep, I went there. He is at 4,960,000 chips. Or she is, excuse me. To her boyfriend, Rich Lopez, all of her poker buddies back in Berwyn, Lombardo, and River Grove, I believe that is. Yep. So Ida Gonzalez in seat 8. Gary Carnes in seat 9 out of Stillwater, Oklahoma. Has been playing poker for 10 years. He has 900,000 chips, and he wanted to say hello to Linda. And our final player on the table, Cheryl Watson. She is listed from the Bay Area. She won a Moose yearly tournament to get her here. She is carrying in here 1,030,000 chips. Wanted to say hi to her son, Brian, daughter, Tamra, and Layla. All right, so there is your final table. And we're going to be taking some pictures, getting a few things done out there while we get the broadcast set up. But as you can see, pretty exciting scene here at the Golden Nugget here in Las Vegas. And, of course, we are very thrilled to get to be a part of this. We did this broadcast. Of course, broadcasting here on Twitch TV / Mark Hoke Show. And very excited to have you here. And good to see everybody again. I know a lot of people are looking forward to hearing from you about some stuff. Well, you're going to have to wait. Just following advice. But it's going to be a terrific tournament here with our final 10 players. We are coming in, once again, $15,000 on top in this one. Second place will be picking up $12,000. Third will receive $10,000. Third will receive $10,000 in chips, and then or $10,000. Then we go 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, and 3 all the way down. So it's going to be a lot of money on the line here. 80 players actually cashed in this tournament, all the way down to $600. Once again, we are down to 10 here at the Golden Nugget. And so we're going to be taking some, sounds like some group pictures. Should be a pretty exciting afternoon here. Of course, once again, I'm Mark Hoke, along with, we'll be hearing from Dutch Boyd in the house helping out. So thrilled to be a part of this one for you here at the Nugget. And of course, if you want to get more information about possibly joining Moose, getting involved with everything that they do, it is a terrific organization. Go to MooseINTL, of course, short for international.org, and you can check out everything that the Moose Lodges have going for you. Over 1.1 million strong men and women being a part of this organization and getting a chance to come out here and be part of one of the 2017 International Moose Sports Tournaments. Of course, they don't just do poker. They're going to be doing darts in Hopewell, Virginia, coming up April 21st to the 23rd. Got a bowling tournament, pool, horseshoes, and golf for you. So it's going to be pretty exciting for everybody in Moose International getting a chance to be a part of this. We're very much looking forward to getting the cards in the air here shortly. Our players kind of getting all their preliminary stuff done as we get ready to roll here at the Golden Nugget. All right, so our players will be, I think we're going to be doing some player introductions and then we'll get this party started. So we're just going to be doing some prelim introductions, and we're waiting for a few bathroom breaks. Yeah.
And then we're going to be getting this show on the road for our viewers here and for us too. The chip denominations here. The reds are worth 100,000.
Ooh.
The grays are 25,000, and the black are 5,000.
All right. All right. All right.
Now,
so I'm sorry.
Who is the chip leader right now?
Well, I didn't get to make the list, but I believe it is Nathan Pipkin. He's a little over 5 million.
Who's in seat 2?
He's in seat 2.
With the Under Armour beanie,
but
and the bushy beard.
Mm-hmm.
I like his chances. I was talking to him a little bit earlier. That is a hell of a stack. I think that when I was talking to him at the beginning of the day, he started with somewhere around 1 million chips. So these last couple of hours have been really good for him.
Yeah, and Ida Gonzalez, of course, right behind him at 4.9.
And that's
4.96. So she's in seat 8. Yeah, so this is going to be, and it's been very competitive all day. We started off, play resumed here at 10 o'clock this afternoon with 21 players left. And just like that, it didn't take long, 2 hours, and we got down to the final table.
Yeah, I lost a bet. I don't know if
Boy.
Mark wants to tell you guys about his big win, but we had an over-under on the time it was going to take to make the final table. It looks like we're about ready to make a last group picture.
All right. So Dutch is going to go help out with that photograph for our final table, and then we're going to get play underway here at the Golden Nugget. And, of course, we're really excited to have Dutch here helping out with calling out the action and being a part of this. Of course, a 3-time World Series of Poker bracelet winner. And, of course, a great time here at the Golden Nugget. I know all the players have been having a blast out here all week long. They've been, of course, this has been a whole series running from January 8th until actually wrapping up tomorrow. They'll be doing a little bit of stuff, but everybody are getting some group pictures done. We'll switch that for you to the right one. But there's your final table. And boy, they are all smiles, you can see, of course. Our camera view a little obstructed. Somebody's got an elbow in the way, but hopefully that'll be resolved shortly. Oh, that's our dealer. Okay, there we go.
Before we begin, again, my name is Sheree Mondrella. I'm Assistant Director of Membership for Moose International, in charge of activities and community service for the fraternity, 1 million members strong. Woo, woo. Great day to be a Moose, am I right? All right. It gives me great pleasure to present to you the final 10 players for the 2017 Moose.
So Sheree Mondrella is just doing some announcements here real quick.
Let's give it up. Each of these players has not only earned their claim to the top 10 cash prizes, but also to the beautiful poker chip set right there.
Oh, I forgot about that poker chip set.
Championship. Well,
Can they hear what she's saying?
Maybe a little bit, but yeah, so.
Poker chip set, but also take the commemorative bracelet for the 2000.
Oh, and I forgot they do have that bracelet on the line too.
I tried the bracelet on.
How did it feel, Dutch? You have felt the love of those bracelets touching your skin.
It actually felt pretty good.
Yeah?
Like the build quality is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's better than my 2014 bracelet.
Really?
I gotta say.
Ouch.
It feels better. And it looks
Wow. Budget cuts in poker. Who knew?
better. That's Caesar's just trying to squeeze us every year.
Yep. So all the players are introducing. Wow, they're introducing themselves. But we got a nice, as you can see, we got a nice little deep crowd around here too.
So that was Dave.
Dave Moriarty.
Dave Moriarty.
He's
How
from.
is he doing this just like kind of randomly? Huh? That was
Just grabbing them.
Hey, what is your chip?
I'm at 675.
Would you like to see
Yeah, they're a little.
Guys that are here from Taylor Mill, Kentucky, thank you.
All right.
All right. So you got a whole crowd. Of course, this is very interesting too, because Dutch, last year I think we kind of had a bunch of people from it wasn't. They were from all over the country, but they were different mixes. Now we got people from all over the place in this group.
Switch the scenes here.
And we have here Cheryl Walton from Ashker Valley Moose Lodge chapter. Well, the men's chapter, I believe, is 1941, but I'm a Mooseette, so. Well, I don't know, 934. 934. Okay. Any words before you take this tournament? Just kidding. Thanks everybody for all your support. I really appreciate all your support and encouragement to do this. And it's great to be here. Thank you. Thank you so much. You can take your seat at the table. We have here Ida Gonzalez from Berwyn, Illinois.
You see Wally?
Well, congratulations. Your poker chip.
And as you can see, the players being introduced right now.
What? What else would you like to say? Any shout out?
I'd like to shout out to my boyfriend Rich Lopez and all my poker buddies that came from Berwyn, River Grove, and Lombard Moose Lodges.
Awesome. I wish you the best of luck. Go ahead and have a seat. Up next, come on up. We have here Mr. Gary Carnes from.
Stillwater, Oklahoma.
Awesome. What is your chip count?
Got 900,000.
All right. Would you like any shout outs? Any last words before you take this?
Good luck, everybody.
Awesome. Thank you.
Any last words, Dutch? Those are fitting words at a poker table, isn't it?
I like the way they're doing this,
Yeah.
actually. This is the way they should do WSOP.
Tim
They should like
Johnson.
That would be fun.
introduce it, have the interview. Instead of bust-out interviews, they need to have like pre-interviews,
Yeah, there you go.
pre-game interviews.
I want to thank the Moose International for running probably the best tournament in the United States.
This is Richard.
Thank you so much.
I love this guy.
Yeah.
I was watching him when it was down to 3 tables, and he was very animated, very happy, very comfortable.
Westfield Field this year.
Awesome. And what's
Stokes
your
looks like a football player, too.
Yeah, so
That's a.
here's Eric
What would you like
Stokes.
to say to the crowd?
Stokes.
I'd like to say hi to all my Moose members back in Portland, Ohio. And also I'd like to say hi to my wife, my beautiful wife. She's supporting me through all this. And I love all the Moose members.
By the way, he's a special teamer.
Eric
You can see how
Stokes
big
is
that guy
awesome.
is.
So Eric used to play for the Detroit Lions.
Yep.
He's a personal trainer back home, and he's also a semi-pro player. So I like his chances here.
You know, and last year, if I remember correctly, you know, we had people coming out of nowhere in this thing. It really didn't. Yeah, chip counts weren't too much of a factor at the start of the tournament last year, and I would expect we're going to see the same thing. We'll have to adjust our camera angle there. Got bumped a little bit, but we'll get that taken care of. But got an Alaskan in here too. That's him, Charles Bailey.
Good luck. Up next, we have Wally.
Trading Stocks, Springboro, Ohio. 1,045 in chips. Big shout out to my wife for getting home. And all my boys from the Hanford Moose Lodge.
Last but not least, we have Nathan Pippin from.
8 North Carolina, home lodge, Rocky Mount, North Carolina.
Awesome. And what's your chip count?
About 5
Fantastic. Okay. Would you like to do any shout outs or?
Real quick, I'd like to thank Moose International for the great tournament. Thank you all for coming out. Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck. Have a seat. We're ready to begin. Again, this is live streamed at www.twitch.tv/MarkHokeShow.com. Let's all wish him the best of luck.
I got to get Sherry to get that right.
Yeah, pretty
That's kind of
close.
yeah,
Pretty
it's close. It's Hoke, but that's close, Sherry. It's okay.
It's also there's no .com in there.
Yeah,
It's
a
.tv.
well.
You did awesome. You did great.
You were awesome, Sherry. Sherry did a great job. Sherry's like a moose queen. Sherry, I'm
Sherry
sorry to say
Mandela.
Sherry. Say okay there. I evened it out.
Was there with the player introductions, and it looks like they're dealing for the button.
All right.
And we're going to be playing our first hand at the final table here in about 40 seconds.
All right.
The pressure's on.
And the blinds, of course, at 80,000, 160,000 with a 15,000 ante. That, of course, does not bode well for Dave Moriarty, who is currently at 270,000. So
270,000.
yeah, so could be a quick. Well, you never know though.
He's going to have to do something here. He's got what 3 big blinds, less than 3.
Yeah, it's,
So yeah, not a lot of wiggle room there.
No.
What seat is he in?
he is in seat number 3.
This is when you really hope that you draw the button.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so we're going to get our first action up here.
One kind of interesting thing about this tournament that I was kind of happy to see, it's a very flat payout
Yeah.
schedule here. You know, you look at first place, which is
15,000.
15,000, and then second 12,000. 10th place right now is 3,000, and it goes up about 1,000 every single elimination. It's actually really nice. A nice even payout. every single one of these players are going to get to feel pretty good about their result here. And anytime you have a tournament that's just like super heavy, first place payout, where first is second and third combined, it always feels rough when you get knocked out. This it seems a little friendlier, and why not? It's for charity. It's for the Moose International. So I feel like more professional tournament series should follow this kind of flat payout.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, of course, you got a lot of people that know each other here, and just having a great time. So. All right, so Dutch is heading out there to the floor.
Let me see the. Okay. I'm gonna hand this over.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like we have an all-in and a call situation. Ace 10, and Queen. And
wow,
the Ace 10 with the Ace of Hearts just flushed out.
Oh,
this is about the unlikeliest situation here, with one of the Ace 10s actually scooping the whole thing.
Yep, and it looks like we had a double elimination right on that hand too. We've already lost. Looks like Dave Moriarty has been eliminated on that hand. Along,
so we have our first bust out of the
first
event.
Two of them. We've got. Looks like Richard and David have busted out.
Double whammy! Wow.
So Dave Moriarty.
So we'll see how they work this out.
So Moriarty will go out in 10th place on the chip counts. Of course, we said he was short stack coming into this. Ronald Jones will finish in 9th place.
I'm going to have a few words with him really quick.
Okay. And Wally Devenstop pulls off that elimination. Yep. So 2 down on the first hand of this final table. So a quick one to start things off. Not wasting any time. And everybody gets a little extra room at the table, too. So 2 down to kick things off here on the Moose International final table. And I'll tell you what, hey, we keep that pace up, we're going to be out of here in 20 minutes. That was quick. So we're going to ship, let's see, so Moriarty started that hand with about 270. Jones with 615,000. So we're going to put another 900,000 into the stack of Wally Devenstadt. So that was nearly a double up for Wally on that. The blinds and antes, that should put him right around the 2 million chip mark. Or Dravenstadt, excuse me. I'm going to make sure Dravenstadt. My apologies. So Wally Dravenstadt out of Springboro, Ohio. Drawing first and second blood on this one. That did not take long. Of course, with these blinds at 80,160 already. So everybody's going to be firing away for a little while. While Dutch is getting some bust-out interviews done. It's like Ida picking up some chips there, so she may have just taken the chip lead on that. All right, while Dutch is gone, it looks like we've got another all-in and a call. I believe that is Charles Bailey. So as soon as we get Dutch back over here, we'll get to be able to take a look. So the Alaskan in town here. Let's give us 1 second. We'll keep the. Well, hang on. We'll wait till this hand's over. Well, and I apologize. Looks like that is Gary Carnes raking in some chips. We have got the button currently sitting on. Give me 1 second here. We're getting Wally Dravenstadt there. It looks like everybody's fooling around there. It looks like the Blinds are going to get a free shot here. So Nathan Pipkin, who started this thing off in the chip lead. Action is on him, and he's got Richard Tim Johnston out of Jamestown, Ohio, looking to see if he's just going to make a call here or put a little extra pressure on. He does raise and gets the fold, so that one's going to go right over to Nathan Pipkin. So the big stack putting a little heat on everybody to kick things off here. At the Golden Nugget. Of course, you haven't been to the Golden Nugget in Las Vegas. I could tell you, one of the great places to play poker downtown. It is absolutely a blast. And, of course, Andy Rich and the team do an amazing job down here running the show. Yeah, it looks like Mr. Bailey's going to get in on the action over here. And even though it certainly is a friendly atmosphere with everybody here from Moose International, I mean, these guys are playing for some pretty good money. I mean, we're going to have a competitive afternoon here for sure, here in Las Vegas. And it looks like Pipkin has decided to fire and raise there. And that'll be enough to get everybody off the hand. So it looks like Nathan Pipkin's going to be playing the bully, of course, from Aden, North Carolina. Kind of the Rocky Mount area. Beautiful part of the country. Pipkin not wasting any time trying to get some chips, continue to accumulate chips. Of course, came into the final table great shape. Him and himself and Ida Gonzalez. Easily the top two on this final table. Let's see if Pipkin. Nope, he's not going to go for it. We'll check out the action on Richard Tim Johnston at the moment. He's got Dutch doing some bust-out interviews, trying to give everybody a great experience here for Moose International as they try to take down this 2017 Moose International Texas Hold'em Tournament. Got 1 hour blind levels. I do apologize. We're at 61.20 now. Sorry about that. 61.20. It's going up to 81.60. Got a little obstructed view of my board there. Of course, that's still not a lot of room for most of these players to play. You know, coming in, many of them coming into this 2 million or under. It looks like action's right now on Eric Stokes. Of course, Stokes, former Detroit Lion player, but he is by far, in terms of play level, the most experienced player here. Would have to consider him one of the favorites. So he started things off today with a little over 2 million. Looks like Stokes raked that in, so it'll be very interesting to see the experience factor if that comes into play with Stokes. Of course, Pipkin's been here before. Like I said, Pipkin has played in this tournament all 8 years of it. Third place finish the second year of this tournament, third time in the money. So Nathan Pipkin, no stranger to this one. And then you get around to Ida Gonzalez. So just got a lot of poker buddies back home, but nothing really major listed as in terms of accomplishments. So we'll see if she's going to be able to hang with some of these more experienced players in this one. And it sounds like Cheryl's getting in on the action. I believe she just put it up to 365. And Dutch is back from doing those bust-out interviews. We'll get him over here. Dutch is looking sharp, by the way, today. I know you may see him on camera here at some point, but looking good in that black sports coat. Dutch Boyd, still a handsome man after all these years.
I might just get like right in front of the camera,
Yeah.
wave to everybody.
There you go.
Fireworks, man. Fireworks.
Yeah, I
on
mean,
that
first hand, 2 down.
The way that this is going, we're going to be out of here in 2 orbits. That was I just did exit interviews with Moriarty and Ron. Both actually really happy, and
Of course.
it's something you don't often see with professional poker players.
Yeah.
Is like smiles when they get knocked out in 10th and 9th, but both of them were like ear to ear. I've never seen somebody take a bad beat like that with queens as well as Ron Jones just took it.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it definitely has a nice it's a nice change. It's positive.
Well, that's one. That's one of the fun things. And for those that know, I kind of out there a lot with poker players that are more of, not the professionals, but the mid-level players and the ones just getting started, and they still have that twinkle in their eye, and it's it's good to see. Sometimes I mean you and I grizzled veterans of what's going on here.
Beaten out of them. they haven't had like more of those pocket queens bad beats at final tables than they can count. That's an amazing start to this thing.
Not seeing a lot of hands go to a flop here. Everybody is really. It's been
We
mostly
did just have an all-in.
Okay.
He showed pocket kings, so we don't have to wonder what he had.
Isn't that nice of him?
That was Gary Carnes with pocket kings going all in, no call.
So once again, to give you kind of a reset of where we're at in this thing, 8 players remaining. Seat 1 is Wally Dravenstadt from Springboro, Ohio. We did lose our player, Nathan Pipkin is in seat 2, excuse me. So Pipkin looking to be the chip leader right now. Seat 4 is Richard Tim Johnston out of Jamestown, Ohio.
So Cheryl Walton in the big blind, and Wally under the gun deciding whether he's going to play the hand. It looks like he's making some sort of decision, makes the fold. Nathan makes the fold. Richard makes the fold, and we're down to Eric, who looks like he's grabbing chips. Makes the raise to 250.
All right. So Eric Stokes trying to get in on the action here.
Down to Cheryl in the big blind. She decides to defend. So we're going to see a flop.
All right. Hey, that means we can go to the flop cam. That's exciting.
Jack 3-2, 2 spades. All in and a call.
Wow.
Then a Jack 8 and a Jack deuce.
Wow. Oh.
So Cheryl's going to need some help here. She's going to have to catch a 3 or an 8 or a running pair. Right now she's in pretty bad shape. 7 of clubs is no help. It's going to be the 5. So we have Eric
And he's happy.
eliminating Cheryl Walton in 8th place.
All right, so Cheryl Walton.
And I got to say, you got to love the aggression.
Oh, yeah.
Opening up with Jack 2. That's what we like to see.
Well, and that's something that is definitely a factor we're gonna see here with with Eric being so experienced at what he's doing here. This is going to be should be a very interesting run if he can use all that time at the table and being in those tough situations to see if he can bully some people out of here and with a lot of aggression. Now he almost got caught on that, but the former Detroit Lion scoring big there, and he will pick up the elimination, add some more chips to that stack. So we're already down to 7 here in the 2017 Moose International Invitational Tournament. Well, not invitational, just we'll call it a tournament. So Cheryl picking up $5,000 for her main event. So big congratulations to Cheryl Walton. Walton out of the Bay Area. And once again, wanted to say hi to her son Brian and daughter Tamara and Layla. They can be proud of her as she will finish in 8th this afternoon. Of course, we had Ronald Jones going out in 9th, picking up $4,000. Dave Moriarty finishing in 10th. Those guys eliminated on the first hand of this final table. You can see our quickly shrinking final table here at the Golden Nugget. And I'm Mark Hoke, Dutch Boyd, along for the ride here. So I'll be doing a quick exit interview with Cheryl. Looks like Wally's got some chips in there. Actually, Nathan's got the chips in there, and Wally is going to let it go. Nathan Pipkin will pick up this hand. Well, it's been pretty brutal so far out here. This guy's not messing around. Blinds once again 60,000, 120,000 with a 10,000 ante. And we are about halfway through level 17 on this course. Once again, the winner is going to pick up $15,000. Second place will score $12,000. Third gets 10. Fourth will get 9. And we go down 8, 7, and 6 for our remaining 7 players. And of course, these players will all be getting a break, by the way, a break at the end of this level. You can see there's a lot of interested parties out here too. If you look around, it's a packed house. Of course, they still do have another tournament going on here on the other side of the room. They got a little $150 buy-in playing out over there. It's just hitting the brakes, so I'm assuming we're going to see this crowd grow even more while those players try to take a look around and see what's happening here in the main event. Right now, button is on Nathan. Over there in seat 2. Of course, we had 3 eliminations already, so players getting a chance to spread out. That didn't take long. And Charles going to fold that up. Ida folds. It's like we're bringing it all the way around to Nathan. And Nathan's has not hesitated to bet. He's been fairly aggressive here early on, as well he should be. trying to bully some of these players out of hands, and looks like Pipkin is going to do it again. Over to Richard Tim Johnston in seat number 4. The small blind he will release. Well, let's see what Eric Stokes does with this. Probably the one guy that Stokes really doesn't want to get in clashes with, obviously because of the chip size. And, you know, Pipkin does have some experience, so. Yeah, but Stokes has been pretty aggressive. And he's going to let this go, so probably a probably decent decision there to let that go. So Pipkin will pick up another hand. So Nathan Pipkin getting the job done here early as he continues to extend that chip lead. Here at the Golden Nugget. Andy Rich coming by the way. Looking sharp, I'll tell you what. If there's one guy in poker I'd like to look like, it'd be Andy. He is one handsome fella. Once again, we are down to 7 here at the final table. All right, sorry about that. Back to the action here. Button is on Richard Tim Johnston. It looks like he is out of there, so. And looks like Charles Bailey's going to raise a taken on that. So Charles Bailey is going to rake in some chips there. And it looks like Dutch is headed back over here. This is fantastic. Andy Rich, everybody. Andy, come on in here and say hi. We got to, you know, you and I don't talk enough, my friend. I missed you. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for being here today, Mark. We appreciate your bringing the show over to the Golden Nugget and streaming this Moose tournament.
So, Andy, tell us about what this week's been like for you guys out here. I mean, this has been an incredible turnout for this main event. You know, what is so special about this series for these guys?
You know, last night I was walking by the final 3 tables, and I think I could sum it up pretty easily. You know, we're deep in the money, but everybody was smiling, and not one person was looking at their phone or listening to their headphones or wearing their hoodie. These guys just they enjoy the social aspect of the game. There's over 700 unique players. They're here to have fun, and they like to play big buy-in poker tournaments as well. So, you know, cash games have been crazy too. We've been full spread for almost 3 solid days. 1-2 no limit with no cap. People sitting there at 5,000. So it's been a real fun couple of days for sure.
Yeah, it sure sounds like it in a lot of ways. Ka-ching for the Moose. Well, and of course the Golden Nugget, really one of the premier poker facilities here in Las Vegas. You know, I mean, I've known you for a while. I mean, just such a great job, Tanner. What makes the Golden Nugget so special?
You know, it takes a lot of hard work to be voted top 3 best downtown poker room 2 years in a row. But that's an honor that, you know, was probably bestowed upon us by the readers of, I don't remember the name of the magazine, but shame on them for putting us only in 3rd place when there's no other poker room downtown.
I know. Yeah, I know that was a little tongue in cheek in case you guys didn't get it.
You know, I think everybody would say the same thing. It's all about the friendly staff. Like, you know, we have a lot of regulars here that come in every day, every couple days a week, and you know, they like to have fun and they like to play 2-4 limit, hit those high hands, which today I don't think we have a high hand less than $150 or $300 was our lowest high hand today from 2 a.m. to 2 p.m. So that brings a lot of people in. You know, it's always fun to get extra couple hundred when you make quads besides winning the pot, right?
Absolutely. You know, well, Andy, you know, I want to commend you on another great series for you. You know, keep up the great work at the Golden Nugget. If anybody wants to check you guys out, where do they go?
Well, you can go to goldennugget.com. We're going to be live on Bravo starting tomorrow morning, so you can go around the Bravo app and see where the bad beat jackpot is or how many cash games we have going. And, of course, you can always call us, 702-386-8383. Get your name on the list, and we'll be here ready and waiting for you to show up and play some poker.
There you go. Andy Rich, everybody, the king of poker here at the Golden Nugget, the Lord, Overseer, and Master. I love making this guy smile. It's fun. Andy, thanks for coming over. I do appreciate it.
My ears turn red, too. I don't know if you caught that one. I got to run over there.
All right, Andy Rich, everybody. Gotta love that guy. One of the nice. You know, when he took this over a couple of years ago, I was thrilled to see him come in here. He really is. All right, so get back to the action here. And,
He used to be in the music business. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
He was. I think he was directly responsible for some pretty big bands. I don't want to say because I can't remember exactly, and I might be misspeaking, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, like he was a big deal.
We'll check that out. Our crack research team.
Definitely one of the good guys in poker. I just had a final bust out interview with Cheryl, who we just saw get eliminated with the Jack 2 versus Jack 8.
Yeah.
She had the Jack 8. I am so surprised at how well everybody is taking their eliminations. I really can't believe it. It really
I'm telling you, Dutch, it's a different world out here, man.
It is a different world because everybody is so happy to have made it this far, and it's really the difference between a tournament like this, which is for a good cause, and definitely a much more happier, friendlier atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
It's refreshing.
Yeah, I know. You need it. That's why I brought you down here.
Yeah, I
figured
appreciate it.
All right. Well, Dutch will swing
like
around
this
there.
is what poker's supposed to be like.
Yes, it is. It is. All right. Well, I'll let Dutch.
I'm going to get back into the table.
Put Dutch into the table there. Looks like Pipkin just took another one down. Boy, Nathan Pipkin is just not screwing around out there. He is bringing the heat to everybody in this tournament for sure. So, Dutch, let me ask you, because we're seeing Nathan Pipkin, really pushing everybody around with that big stack. When you're in that position where you really one of the two big stacks of the table like this, and everybody's trying to chase you down, what's the strategy that he should be having? Is he, I assume he's playing this right for sure.
You're talking about Nathan in the 2 seat.
He's just been pushing and pushing.
Well, in this tournament, it's such a flat payout schedule that, I see him, and this is a little bit different. I'm not so. I don't think that you can be as abusive in this type of situation as you can in a normal tournament that's super top heavy. And I also don't really think that any of these players are seem to be afraid to get it in there.
No.
So far from what we've seen, we've already seen 3 eliminations in the course of 25 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And like our first orbit and a half, we've already lost 30% of the field.
Yeah.
So it's I don't really think that the strategy for Nathan should be to try to bully the table at this point. I think that he really, I actually think that he should probably be playing it pretty snug and let some of the other stacks, it looks like we do have an all-in and a call right here. Look at this. So we have an ace-jack versus pocket queens. And it is Richard Johnston with the pocket queens. It looks like Ida Gonzalez is the one with the ace-jack.
And we got a board of 6-5-4-6 couple of times. And
so Richard's going to double up here.
All right, so Richard Johnston
he does fade the 3-outer.
Gets back in the ball game.
Ida loses. I think he had what about 550,000 chips there.
Somewhere in there, yeah.
So she takes a little bit of a hit, but she's still one of the bigger stacks at this table. I think that she's actually in second place, right? Even after taking that hit.
Yep. Yeah, because really, when we came into this once again, Devin Stott has doubled up. He should be around 2 million. Pipkin, looks
Eric
like he's
Stokes
around
should be around
6.
3.
Yes,
something.
Stokes should be around 3. Johnson started the final table off just under 1 million. It's still a pretty.
So we got Nathan on the button.
Right.
Looks like. Wally taking his time and thinking. Looks like he's contemplating putting some chips in here. And he throws it away. Nathan on the button also making the fold. We've got an all-in. We've got an all-in and a call. So Richard just made the shove with a queen-jack offsuit. Eric Stokes made the call with ace-king.
Yeah, ace-king of spades there, so. Stokes looking to try and catch some spades or ace-king.
That's a pretty good flop for ace-king.
There it is. There's an ace.
So Richard's down to 3 outs.
But he did pick up a straight draw on that with the 10, but
Eric is going to win that one as well. He gets
and that'll take.
He eliminates our Richard Johnston in 6th place.
Yep. So Richard Tim Johnston has fallen, and he is going to pick up $6,000.
Oh, in 7th place. Is that where we're at?
Yes, sir. So $6,000 for Richard Tim Johnston. So that ace king is good for Stokes. And Johnston is now out of there, and you can see the vacant seat being pulled away by the staff as Richard Tim Johnston has fallen in 7th place. He picks up $6,000 here today in the 2017 Moose International. So congratulations to Richard. So we are now down to 6 here in the 2017 Moose International Texas Hold'em Tournament. And that's not good news for the table, by the way, with Stokes getting chips. You got to imagine he's going to, the more he gets, if people keep giving him chips, he's going to be awfully hard to beat. It looks like we have an all-in. With Charles Bailey. Let's see if he's going to get called down, and he will not. So the Alaskan is going to score a hand there. And once again, we're live here at the Golden Nugget in Las Vegas, the amazing downtown area. You know, everybody talks about the Strip, but I got to tell you, if you haven't spent time down here, downtown and Fremont Street, man, it is a fantastic place to go, and you're going to get some terrific poker down here at the Golden Nugget too. Some wonderful series they run all year long. If you haven't played poker at the Nugget, You do not know what you're missing. And sorry, it looks like somebody punted one of our camera stands. We'll try and fix that for you in a little bit. Once again, 6 players left in this one. Wally Dravenstadt is there in seat 1. He is out of Springboro, Ohio. Nathan Pipkin in seat number 2 from Ayden, North Carolina. Eric Stokes from West Bloomfield, Michigan, former Detroit Lion. He's there in seat 6, kind of right in the middle now. Charles Bailey from Delta Junction, Alaska in seat 7. Ida Gonzalez from Downers Grove, Illinois. And Gary Carnes from Stillwater, Oklahoma. So, once again, just shows the reach of the 1.1 million member organization of Moose International. If you want to see everything these guys do, it's a terrific group of people. Get on over there and check it out at mooseintl, short for international.org, and say hi to them. Become a member. You really enjoy it. They do terrific activities, very active in the community. And we all know they have fun at the lodge, too, so check that out today. And, of course, our host, the Golden Nugget. Sure, go to goldennugget.com. See everything they've got going on here. If you haven't seen the Shark Tank down here, by the way, pretty cool. I mean, the pool area is just unreal and has that aquarium in it. It's something to see. I mean, they even do tours in there. So if you never checked it out, get on down here. But we've had this final table in action for about 45 minutes and already have seen 4 eliminations going on. Of course, very happy with you. I'm Mark Hoke, along with the 3-time World Series of Poker bracelet winner, Dutch Boyd. And Dutch is taking care of some interviews. Eric Stokes kind of looking around, but that one's going to go over to Gary Carnes, so Carnes will get some chips back. And of course, the players will be getting their next break of the day. Play started at 10 o'clock this morning, as business picked up here. We started off with 21 players during the day, whittled quickly down to 10. And we are at 6 at the moment. And so we got a bet there from Dravenstadt. Oh, my apologies. That one's going over to Stokes. So Dravenstadt was in the big in a blind there. So Eric Stokes, and we'll get Dutch back over here in just a little bit, and let's see if we can swing around here. So bear with us for 1 second. There's Carnes on the button with a raise. It's up to 400,000, and he's going to pick that up. So Gary Carnes now starting to assert himself a little bit. Playing his position, so Carnes scoring. The button will be on Draven Stott here. Pipkin in the small, Stokes in the big. And Draven Stott's going to raise up to 300. See if Stokes defends here. And Stokes has gone over the top. Stokes not messing around here. And we have it all in there.
Stokes is getting it in good here. He's ace 8 versus king 10 offsuit. Jack 9-2 looks pretty good for Eric. There's the ace, so now he just has to dodge a queen.
And Stokes fades a queen on the river, didn't. And he will take the hand down, so it is another elimination for Eric Stokes.
Eric is doing some heavy lifting here at the,
Yes, he
the
is.
final table.
Yes, he is. So that will end the run for Wally Dravenstadt.
It looked like there was a little bit of confusion there about who won the hand at the end, but Wally's going to be our 6th place finisher here, right?
Yep.
For
So
$7,000. Very nice finish for Wally Dravenstadt. I'm going to, how do you say his last name? Dravenstadt?
Dravenstadt.
Dravenstadt.
Yep.
I'm going to have a couple of words with him, and I'll be right back.
So Wally picking up $7,000. Big congratulations to him. And want to once again say hi to the wife and kids at home and the boys from Miamisburg Moose Lodge. Big congratulations to Wally Dravenstadt, finishing in 6th place in this one. So we are down to 5. And things getting pretty interesting out there right now. This is, you know, with Pipkin coming in there, he has been accumulating chips. Stokes has pulled off 2 eliminations. So he is getting in, probably pushing 2nd place right now. Ida Gonzalez in there, and of course, right now, Charles Bailey and Gary Carnes looking to try and hang on here. That's still a long way to go. We are, once again, on level 17. Blinds are at 60,000, 120,000. And it looks like we've got another all-in, but this time it looks like Stokes is behind. Stokes with an ace-8 of hearts. Bailey, the ace went out of the area, but it's at an ace-jack. And an 8 for Stokes. Are you kidding me? So Stokes has wow. Stokes has taken out the Alaskan Charles Bailey, and just like that, we are down to 4. This has just been incredible. 1 level and 6 players on this final table have said goodbye, but it's another tough beat there. Boy, Stokes is getting hit with the deck here. Not that he's certainly playing well, but getting a little help along the way. So the Detroit Lions former player is looking good. As we are down to 4 now. The field is clearing out. Of course, I'm Mark Hoke. Thanks for being with us today. Dutch Boyd also helping out the three-time World Series of Poker bracelet winner. But it has been nothing short of carnage here on this final table. With Bailey going out in fifth. He scores $9,000. So congratulations to him. But once again, down to 4 already. Nathan Pipkin, Eric Stokes, Ida Gonzalez, Gary Carnes. One of these players is going to walk out of here, the 2017 Moose International Texas Hold'em champion, with $15,000. Hopefully they'll make it out of the Golden Nugget with some of that. This field is clearing quickly. The staff is taking out chairs, and it just seems like that's never ending. It's been non-stop chair grabbing. And it looks like we got a couple chips down there. All right, and we do have a flop here between Pipkin and Carnes. King Diamonds, King of Heart, Queen of Spades on the board. Carnes bet out 400,000, and we are getting a re-raise out of this. Pipkin going over the top. It's going to be 120 or 1.2 million, excuse me. So a huge flop. This could decide the fate of the afternoon for Gary Carnes. And Carnes will let it go. So another pot going the way of Nathan Pipkin, trying to take this Moose International title home to North Carolina. And Carnes is still staring him down. So once again, down to 4 here at the Golden Nugget, the 2017 Moose International Texas Hold'em Tournament, annual event for these guys. Put a nice little series out here. So I'll be going around to the blinds here, and Pipkin taking his time on this one, and he's going to raise it. And he will get Stokes to fold. And it just seems like this was where it was going to be, you know, to the two most experienced players at the table. battling it out. Stokes managed to pick up a couple eliminations along the way here to get himself among the chip leaders. Of course, Ida Gonzalez may have something to say about that. Right now, Gary Carnes is just looking for a double up and trying to get back into this thing. And it looks like Stokes is going to limp in on this. So we'll see a flop. Seven of clubs, queen of diamonds, king of diamonds. Gonzalez raises, and that one takes it right away from Eric Stokes. Ida Gonzalez will pick up a pot there. And it looks like we're going to get one more hand in here before the break. Of course, blinds at 60,000, 120,000, 10,000 ante. We'll be going to 80, 160, and 15 when we come back. The last hand here, and there's going to take a quick trip to the bar. Kickman folds, Stokes folds. Looks like Ida's going to limp in, and Carnes is going to let her see a flop. Five clubs, four clubs, six of diamonds. He'll check it. Seven of clubs, check. Four of clubs, check. Gonzalez shows queen nine of hearts. Queen 10 for Carnes, so he will take the last pot before we hit the break for our players. So they're going to get... Oh, they're scheduled for a long break. Oh, my goodness. That's listed at 35-minute. So it looks going to get a half-hour break. So plenty of time for everybody to take a breather here with four players left. All right, so we are going to be getting a nice long respite for everybody here. And we'll see if we can get chip counts for you here, too, when we get back from the break. Getting the color up done right now, as you can see. But what a wild first hour of this final table here at the Golden Nugget with the Moose International 2017 Texas Hold'em Tournament. Of course, 15,000 up top. Second's going to get 12. Third's going to get 10. Fourth will pick up 9. And we're going to let these guys do their color up. Hopefully we'll get Dutch back over here. Dutch has been doing some exit interviews, so we have plenty of material to put up on everybody's website so they can check them out. And I'm Mark Hoke. We're very happy to be with you today, live from the Golden Nugget. So it's lunchtime for our players. Should be lunchtime for us, too. All right, so we'll see. We'll hang in there for a little bit. We'll try and get some counts here for you in a little while, but for now, I'll tell you what. I think we're going to step back and take a breather, and we will be back here in about 25 to 30 minutes, so we'll get everything reset for you before play continues here at the Golden Nugget. Well, that should be a pretty exciting finish here. I mean, if this first hour has provided any indication what we're going to see later on here today, boy, we're going to be in for a wild one. So thanks for joining us here, and we will be back at, let's see, it's 1:45 now, so we'll be back here around 2:10 or so Pacific time. So we want to thank you for joining us here on our broadcast, and we will be back with, well, it'll probably be the conclusion of the 2017 Moose International Texas Hold'em Tournament live here in Las Vegas at the beautiful Golden Nugget. So stick around, everybody. We'll see you in about 25 minutes or so.